Viking football is back, baby. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and Vikings football is officially back. A lot of news and nuggets out there. We're going to be talking about all of them, and very excited.
Yes, training camp 2020 is officially underway. First practice is in the books. And speaking of books, drop your book if you're reading one right now. Go over to Liftbridge, check them out. Go to the brewery. It's a beautiful little spot there they have there in Stillwater. If you can't get to Stillwater, go to your local liquor store. And just stock up that fridge with delicious Liftbridge beers. Thank you so much, Liftbridge, for sponsoring this video.
Plethora of beers, whatever your flavor is. They got it, and they're all delicious. Also, if you are watching this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here every damn day talking Vikings, anything and everything. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers. So if you're watching, hit that button. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, let's start with the news that came out before camp. They had a little press conference before camp practice actually got started. I think the big news coming out of this was Justin Jefferson saying, and I quote, "I'm not too fond of money."
He's not too fond of money. And, you know, coming from a wide receiver, that is music to everybody's ears. I mean, his agent might have something to say about that. He might not agree with Justin Jefferson's comments, but the fact that he's even saying something like that, he doesn't give a shit right now. He just wants to win.
Well,
let's go.
He's not too fond of money, but I think he's also a man who knows his worth. So I don't think he's going to try to get some crazy ass. Maybe he doesn't have to be the number one paid guy. I think if he gets a fair deal, I think Justin Jefferson, his comments, that's what he means. You know, I'll take what I'm worth.
The way I look at it is he's not going to be he's not going to pull us. He's not going to like force his way out of here due to money. That's the way. He's going to get paid. He probably will be the highest paid wide receiver when he gets that contract, but he's not going to let it get in the way of what's ahead of him. Yeah,
so it's good to hear. It's refreshing to hear that a player, come out and say, especially a wide receiver. These guys are usually the biggest divas on the team. For a wide receiver to come out and say that, it was just a breath of fresh air. Yeah, so let's go into actually some practice notes themselves. I think the biggest news as far as who was on the field and where they're playing, let's look at the secondary. Cam Bynum starting at safety. You had cornerbacks or Patrick Peterson, Cam Dantzler, and Chandon Sullivan at the nickel. Does this shock you at all?
No. That is my nothing shocks me here. Cam Bynum, they're going to make Lewis Cine earn his spot. Sullivan, he's going to be our nickel. Dantzler, I mean, we're going to talk about Andrew Booth, obviously, but I think Dantzler and Booth is going to be a fun one to watch. But no, I'm not surprised really about any of that at all.
No, I wasn't sure if they're just going to give it to Cine right away, but I do like the fact of making him earn it. So I have nothing against this. And, you know, hell, if this is actually a starting secondary, I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, Cam Bynum. I mean, he's gonna. I think he's gonna make it tough. He wants to be out there, and he proved last year that he can play damn good. Also, the guys who were not there right off the bat: Nate Harrison, Ryan Connolly, Blake Prohl, and Jordan Hicks was not there due to a non-COVID illness. So those guys were not on the field.
I think they should have just said diarrhea. I mean, disclose it. We all know what it is.
Jordan Hicks had the shits. So those
had
guys
the old dreets. Had the dreets. Yeah, those guys weren't there. Blake Prohl, to me, that's one that really hurts him. His chance of making this team, having this late start, being on the pup list is not great. Ryan Connolly, just ever since he became a Viking, I think he's just consistently been hurt. Surprised he's even still on the roster. So offensively, starting right guard was Jesse Davis today. Was that tickle your fancy?
Doesn't tickle it overly great. Again, kind of like the Cam Bynum situation. If Ed Ingram steps up, he's definitely going to be that right guard. I just can't see him being our starting right guard. Ed Ingram, they love him. You can tell they love him. They drafted him way too damn early. And I expect Ed Ingram to be week one starting right guard.
Yeah, let's hope so. Right, Jesse Davis in there right now. At least it's a veteran. At least it's a new face. At least it's somebody we haven't seen fail yet.
I will take it.
So there's still hope. What else you got? What are some nuggets you got for me?
Well, we said Jordan Hicks wasn't out there, and Troy Dye said, screw it. I'm going to be the guy who's out there. I'm the next man up. Not Brian Asamoah, not Blake Lynch. Troy Dye, a guy that Vikings fans do not want to see out on the field, has not really shown his fourth-round value. But you know what? Maybe this defense is more accommodating to him. Maybe they love Troy Dye. Maybe they got plans for Troy Dye.
Yeah, maybe this defense is suited for a linebacker who looks like a long snapper. I don't know. I was also surprised to see him over even Chaz Surratt. The guys you mentioned, I thought somebody else would definitely be lined up before him. But Troy Dye is out there, and Troy Dye is going to definitely hopefully made the most of that opportunity. Good for Troy if he did. But, yeah, hopefully Jordan Hicks takes some Imodium, and he's back on the field tomorrow. I'd love to see him out there.
A little tinge of a bellyache. Caleb Edmonds had a welcome to the NFL moment. He got smoked by Justin Jefferson. So maybe a Caleb Evans maybe we're coming back to earth with him. But, I mean, it is Justin Jefferson. So,
it is. That's a hard guy to go against when you're your first reps here. But let's talk about corners. Let's stay there. Let's talk about Andrew Booth Jr. And I'm not going to sit here. I don't think we need to every time there's a big play by a corner or a player, especially a rookie here, to talk about it in our nuggets in our news. But this one to me is significant. Andrew Booth sliding interception at Kirk Cousins. Just the fact he's out there after this hernia surgery, he's recovered. He's playing. He's taking reps day one. I think that is huge news for Andrew Booth Jr. And I was really concerned this injury was going to linger into the season. We've seen it happen so many times before.
Yeah, he is 100% healthy. He is ready to go. This wasn't an interception against Sean Mannion going to Dan Chisena. This was Kirk Cousins throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson. And Andrew Booth said, "I don't think so. This is mine." And the defense went nuts when this happened. Everybody's saying it was the play of the day. So love this. I mean, a cornerback coming in, nothing better than to get confidence, practice day one.
I like even more than interception was hearing that Andrew Booth has been soaking up all the knowledge he can from Patrick Peterson. Has just been on him like glue, absorbing everything the old veteran can tell him. To me, that's huge for Andrew Booth's development and just shows his passion, how good he wants to be. If he realizes this guy's one of the best to do it, I'm going to learn everything I can from this guy.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of notes today. I mean, Eric Kendricks with Asamoah. Who was the defensive lineman? Tomlinson with
Asese Atamoyo.
Yeah, everybody is it's just a real nice little community we got here because they want to make everybody better. So love to see that. Hats off to the vets.
Yeah, and let's you mentioned D-line, Tomlinson, Asese. So to me, this shows that we were kind of wondering if Asese was going to be a stand-up guy at linebacker spot or be the D-line. If he's working with Tomlinson like that, it tells me he's probably on the D-line. Daniil Hunter said he feels more loose than he has in prior defenses, loose in this defense, which means, and I think it showed last year, I think a lot of these players were overthinking what they had to do, what the responsibility was. It was such a complex defense Zimmer put together. And I think they're probably also afraid of getting their heads chewed off if they stepped on their dick. So I think it's going to be a much more loosey-goosey group. I think this defense are going to have some fun, and I hope they feed off each other's energy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you hit on a very, very important note there is when you're watching all the pre-press conferences of this practice in the last couple of days, everybody's just laid back. Everybody's just saying it's a whole different vibe. They're excited. I mean, we haven't heard that the last couple of years. So I cannot wait. And Kevin O'Connell, I don't know if you guys saw that video of him going around just talking to all the players during the practice. I mean, talk about laid back. I mean, I know it's early. It's only the first practice. The honeymoon is not over, but this dude, you can tell that players are just going to love the shit out of this guy. I mean, he's talking to him, giving him shit, pumping him up. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it just feels like, I don't want to say a dark cloud, but I'm going to say a dark cloud is left, is blown away, and there's nothing but sunshine on these boys right now.
Just sunshine.
Happy rays of sunshine.
Speaking of sunshine, we got to talk about Johnny freaking Munt. Johnny Munt, hang up the banner. He's going up next to Randy Moss.
Hey, again, we said it. I mean, I'm would be shocked if he doesn't make this team. And I think he's going to have a career year for Johnny Munt. I'm going to say 20 receptions, 261 yards and a touchdown. Wow. I think he's going to be tight end too. They bring in Sean Bayer. They don't go out and get a veteran at this point. So, barring an injury, Johnny Munt will have a role in this offense.
Johnny Munt, not only did he make a tough catch against Lewis Cine, he also had some comments about his route running. I mean, he was getting praised today, multiple beautiful catches. And, Johnny Munt's career best is 10 receptions, I think. Yeah, he's gonna top that sucker.
No doubt in my mind. Munt's going to have a career year. One other thing that was very prevalent, the jet sweep is being featured heavily already. We're going to see a lot of crazy things from this offense, and I think we're going to see a lot of receivers getting some carries. So the jet sweep is already being utilized on day one training camp.
Yeah, we're gonna see things we've never seen before, just like the local carnival. There's a lot of things there.
Creepiest.
They are the
Horrible
creepiest.
Things.
That's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, it's gonna be a couple days before we really get a feel, see if the Cam Bynum's out there with the ones and the Jesse Davis out with the ones is a real deal. But you couldn't ask for a better first day.
Yeah, and it's always different now with this new preseason schedule, not having the fourth game. I think the entire timeline has changed. You could always kind of say after that first preseason game, then you start to see these things being moved. Some of them so bumps up from the second team to the first team. They start trying these things. So when it's going to happen, I don't know, but definitely something to watch. I did hear Kirk Cousins ended the practice with a loud, frick.
Yeah, so he stepped on his dick. He let the crowd or let everybody know, frickin' A, he messed up. So he's the first to admit
probably asking for forgiveness right now from Kevin McConnell for what he said. Break a bar of soap in his mouth, red one like a Christmas Story.
All right, if we missed any nuggets, let us know down in the comments. Remember, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here multiple times a day. It's go time now.
Hell yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter. Follow LiftBridge on Twitter. And remember this. 7% of American adults believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.